Who Is with Vinny Fiorenza. There's a lot he doesn't know. There's a lot he wants to know. This is a podcast where he tries to learn from people who know things he doesn't. He'll be focusing on people from the worlds of business, entertainment, and the arts. His guests are people he finds fascinating and that he believes will bring value to others. Join him on the journey on finding out who is.
Us coming from two different worlds just brings like so much contrast and healthy like perspective.
Right.
Well, I'm the Pixie and she's the punk.
I am the starter, he's the finisher, so I will put the skeleton together and then he puts the skin on. I know that sounds a little gross, but it is almost Halloween, so.
There's so much like anxiety and fear before, but then once you're up there, it's like, it's just the ultimate test with yourself.
We are here with the one and only PIXIEPUNK. I know them really well, great friends. We're gonna give you guys a chance to get to know them. Let's get into it. TJ, Lindsay, let's hear it all.
Right.
I like to start
Awesome.
off. Where are you guys from? You guys are both from different places originally. Let's get into it. Lindsay, want to start off?
Hi, very happy to be here.
Thank
I
you.
love you, Vin.
It's our buddy.
That's our
This
buddy.
is our buddy right here.
Great friends.
I'm originally from Texas. I grew up on a ranch, cowgirl. We had cows, chickens, horses, all the fun things, all the Texas things. So that's originally where I'm from. Very different from where you guys are from.
We grew up together. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
Tell us, what's
Yep.
it like?
So I'm from Staten Island, New York City originally. Grew up about 5 minutes away from you.
we spent after school walking to each other's houses, meeting in the middle.
So cute.
We're lucky, man. No, totally. And now we're here. We've been in Los Angeles together for
4 years. Yeah. So
It's
what does being from those areas individually both like mean to you, especially being out here in LA? What have you brought with you from those places?
Wow, that's
That's
such
awesome.
a good
Yeah, you wanna go
question.
first?
Wow. Like, I think the longer that I've stayed in LA, the more. When I first got here, I was like, oh, I'm an LA girl. This is just like everything. And like, I feel so at home. And like, I think there's a little bit of truth to that. But then it also became like, I don't know, home to me is I don't know, family became more important the longer I stayed out here. You know what I'm saying?
I hear that.
Whereas like I almost, when I came out here, I was like escaping and running away from everything. I was like, let me just be a runaway artist and go here where all the other artists are. But like family to me is absolutely the most important thing. And the older I get and the longer that I stay in Los Angeles, the more that I've realized that, honestly.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel like I was very fortunate that a lot of people I grew up with and a lot of our family from New York came out here. I think moving to LA made me even more proud to be from New York. Like, I love LA.
Same, honestly.
Yeah, right? Like, I love Los Angeles for the vibe, for the weather. But, yeah, it definitely made me realize, like, wow, I'm really happy I grew up in New York. I love New Yorkers. And, yeah, I guess it brought it, like you were saying, like, I think, the grass is always greener. You're always like, looking for the next thing or looking for the next place. And like, I don't know. I think living out here has made me really appreciate where I grew up and being from New York.
It's interesting too because I feel like New York is like way fast paced, obviously.
Yeah.
And then I feel like LA is fast paced in comparison to Texas.
Which
it's like,
which is great because
I miss the slower pace actually.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm wondering, do you guys miss the New York pace? Is this not?
Every day.
All the
Right?
time. Every situation.
Every day.
Yeah, it is so slow out here.
It's
advantageous.
Which is funny 'cause it's fast for me.
advantageous.
Yeah, it
like
is,
to
yeah.
people like us, we could go on warp speed
Right.
where everyone here is going at whatever pace
Well,
this
and
is.
Right, and
Right.
I guess that's what makes me like grateful that I grew up in New York.
yeah.
But also that's what's so interesting about our relationship and just our connection in general. Like, you slow me down, I speed you up. I think like us coming from two different worlds just brings like so much contrast and healthy like perspective.
Right.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So speaking of that, where'd you guys meet?
Yeah.
Take it away,
You
Lindsay.
got this one.
So we met in Costa Rica at a songwriting workshop.
Oh, cool.
Which was amazing. I think I was living in Los Angeles right before, but
Yeah,
we
you
were
had
actually
just
in an online group at first. That's where we knew each other. And then we officially met in Costa Rica, started working together, there a little bit, but mostly when we came back to LA, and then the rest is just history. It was just magic. And we were working with a lot of different people at the time, but, you know, we were just talking about this the other day, just about real recognize real a little bit. We were just always so drawn to each other professionally
Me
and
more
as
so than
friends,
him.
and, you know.
Let's be honest, me more so than you.
I don't
Really.
know about that.
I don't know what internally was going on with you, but like I was like a puppy dog. I was like ready to talk to you. You know, like I'm waiting. He missed his flight. I don't know if you remember this. He missed his flight to Costa Rica the first time. Because it's a TJ thing to do. He missed his flight. I'm like, who misses their flight?
What a bad rep.
Really? Like,
He's an artist. It's
He's
okay.
an artist,
It's
man.
very okay.
no,
It was
like,
extremely stressful.
I had like a countdown on my phone.
Were you living in Martinez? No.
No,
No, I wasn't. I wasn't with you guys then.
I just remember waking up that morning, like, and realize, like,
You were in Martinez Street.
seeing your social media and stuff, and
Yeah.
you're in Costa Rica, and I'm like, wait, what's going on?
Were you a day late?
Yeah, I was a day late. I thought the whole whatever.
Right.
I'm just saying, I had a countdown on my phone of like 3 days to Costa Rica, 2 days to Costa Rica,
Right.
and I'm there. You know, I'm at the airport like super early. I'm not missing that flight. Anyway, so but all that to say,
Why we're a good team again.
This is,
you know?
this is great. With going on trips like that and
Yeah.
living these experiences that you guys have done together and individually, what has inspired you guys to make your music? Like,
Yeah.
what things in your lives propel that?
yeah, you know, it's like to me, it's like it's a couple of different answers. Like one is just nature. I think like.
Yeah.
For me, writing is almost like sneezing. Like sometimes it's like just compulsive. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if I'll necessarily be in the mood to write a song, but sometimes I'll just pick the guitar up and something will come out, and it will reveal a truth about my life that like I wasn't aware of. You know what I'm saying? It'll be something very subconscious. And then another time would be like where we go in and intentionally we're like, listen, we need to like have a moment where we discuss like a major event, or like, you know, we get into these really like deep philosophical conversations, and we want to write from a place of like healing the world, or like being, you know, leaving a good mark on the planet. Yeah. So like for me, it's either personal, almost compulsive, or it's like intentional. What am I going to leave on this earth when I'm gone?
Nice legacy.
Yeah.
We all like that. Yeah,
Totally.
That's why this show. I hope you get some legacy out there from here.
Yeah, definitely.
I think, yeah, what's always inspired me as a writer has definitely been providing value to myself and other people with the music I make. And going back to what you said too, it's like, I think music is such like a spiritual type of experience for me and for us. I think when we write, and it does always kind of reveal the truth that you're a little too afraid to tell yourself, or like sometimes when we sit down, it's a lot of the conversation is like, what is the truth that we need to hear that we're not telling ourselves, or what's the truth that like the world or the people around us you need to hear that we're not talking about enough of. I think that has always inspired us a lot. And then I think, you know, my father was a songwriter growing up.
Shout out Big Tom.
Yeah.
Shout out Big Tom. And he was also a fireman. And my mom was a teacher. And I think, like, they were just always, like, I saw them, like, provide value to society in a lot of different ways. And, like, I think what's always kind of inspired our work is, like, let's use our talents to, inspire people.
Cool.
You know? I think that's really, like, how do we inspire ourselves to be better? And, how do we inspire the people around us? Yeah.
Beautiful.
Good answer.
Yeah.
Good answer. Good answer.
Good answer.
Which part do you guys both play in Pixie Punk?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about individually. Like, what do you guys do in Pixie Punk day to day? What goes on?
Well, I'm the Pixie and she's the punk.
I knew that. I knew that. Thanks for clarifying.
I'm so glad
that.
you said that. Yes.
Yeah, thanks for clarifying
That
that.
way I didn't have to say it.
Yeah.
You know, our we're crazy. We're just two insane people in a room. We're just insane. And
Two little kids, I think.
We're two kids.
Yeah.
We are.
That's great.
Yeah, and we're still figuring everything out, obviously. I like to say, from a songwriter's perspective, like when we're talking just about songwriting, that I am the starter, he's the finisher. So I will put the skeleton together, and then he puts the skin on. I know that sounds a little gross, but it is almost Halloween. So he puts the skin on the songs, and I like starting. I'm more inspired by seeing what I said earlier, by seeing what is inside that needs to come out.
Yeah.
I'm more inspired by that than I am about like, let's sit down and write about this. Whereas he is more inspired by, let's sit down and write about this.
Yeah, I think we're really like, it's very interesting. I think we both worked with a lot of different people since starting this journey and just being out here. And I think that we are such a good team because we come from really two different perspectives. Like even the other day, like when you know, she writes fantastic music on her own. You know, I consider myself a strong writer on my own, and when we come together, there's this clash of like our styles that really creates something very unique, and it's always just such a fluid experience. I feel working together. Like, you know, I think what really drew us both to working together was like how there's just like no ego in the room a lot of the time. Like when we're writing something, it's really about the best idea and like how do we make this as powerful and emotional as possible. It's never like there's just no like
one-upping.
Yeah, there's just no insecurity or ego, and I think like that's been the hardest thing to like find in a collaboration a little bit. You know, being super confident in what we both bring to the table.
Yeah.
Thank you.
He's like the yin to my yang. Like everything that
That's adorable.
so cute. Everything that I despise doing, he loves, and everything he despises doing, I love. So we just like, you know, he's the computer guy. I am not. I'm the girl that's like, I'll get on the phone and talk to anybody.
Yeah, I've seen them in action. We've worked together super close over the past 4 years and then some.
Yeah.
Speaking of collaborations, who have you been working with, and how do you work with other people as independent artists?
Yeah, for sure.
Tell us about like
well, our most recent collaboration has been with Kenny Carkeet, who is our producer
Shout
for
out
Pixie
Ken
Punk
Dog.
right now. And I think that I've just always been a huge believer in collaboration. Like again, I think it's great to write and produce and mix and make your own music. But nothing truly great has ever been done alone, and that's something I've always believed in.
Yeah.
I've always been a team guy. I know that it takes, 40 people on a team to win a championship, not 5 or 11 or,
referencing football.
Yeah, or whatever.
Always.
He was a QB of his high school.
Always.
Yeah, like,
team.
so like that to me, brings a lot of perspective to collaboration in general. Like, I truly think that for me, like, when I'm working with someone, it's all about achieving the end goal and putting the best idea wins, and how do we make something together that is timeless and bigger than us.
Right.
Cool. So
Working with Kenny has been super fun. He is like the most humble, incredible producer, and
Nice.
it's just all like he's achieved so much in his life, and he's still so young and just so humble.
It's good to be working with people like that.
Definitely, yeah.
yeah, and I think again it brings especially with music, it's there's a level of respect. I think that you need to, because it's not fully yours. It's like you're kind of co-creating a little bit with the people in the room, but also like the universe or God, and I think bringing that humble approach to it is what makes the greatest things.
Right.
It's I guess kind of like what you guys are doing. You're building your sound for Pixie Punk. You're building your brand. You're building all of that stuff right now. And what goes in, or what do you guys consider it goes into building a music brand?
Awesome,
for Pixie Punk.
It's really about being authentic. I think in this journey in general, shout out to Mercury the Architects and our roots.
They'll be mentioned for sure.
Yeah, and again, I think this journey as an artist for us in terms of branding has just been how can we just be more ourselves in general? How can we connect even further with people? So when it comes to Pixie Punk and this new chapter we're starting, it's really just about, hey, I'm TJ, and I'm sorry. Am I allowed to curse?
Please. We're from Staten Island.
And I care about people, and I want to connect with people, and I don't want anything to be in the way.
Yeah.
And that's to me what we're always thinking about with
Do you have any bands or references as you think of for other music brands? Be like, wow, I kind of want to reference a piece of that. like that
Oh, of
when you think
course.
of like just off the dome.
Definitely. I mean, I think especially like okay, so like I think writing is an extremely like authentic experience. I think when it comes to production and like why we've even taken the route that we've gone, I think it's like more of a part of the packaging of that authenticity a little bit. So yeah, like even with this new sound, like we've been referenced, like, and that's why working with Kenny has been so awesome because he was and played with Able Nation for a long time, produced a lot of their records, and like even before we met, like I've always been chasing that sound. When we got together, that was the sound that we were
we've
really
always
trying
tried
to
to do.
manifest. Yeah, so I think definitely referencing older records, referencing newer records from a production standpoint is extremely important.
Yeah.
From a writing standpoint, I think sometimes it's really like it's important to reference, but I think it's also like it's just a more vulnerable part of the process, and it should be more unique.
Right.
Yeah,
I agree.
When did this team perform together for the first time? Like, do you remember? Like, when were you guys on a stage or whatever?
Oh, me and
the
her?
very first.
Oh, wow. Do you remember?
Our very first like performance.
Was it at the school?
Oh yeah.
It was, right?
It was. Yeah, that was
that was cool.
That was March 2020. So that was
right before the
literally
pandemic.
like 2 days before.
Before
everything went nuts.
Before it got weird, yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
before it got super weird. Like, that was our first performance together. We were doing like a songwriter workshop at a high school out here and worked with a bunch of kids that day. It was super cute, and we still have some of them that follow us and keep up with us. It's adorable. That
was a really cool day. That was a cool day. We did See the
1 or 2
World.
Oh,
Yeah, I think Genesis as well.
It was epic, We're in this like school auditorium and singing these songs. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
You guys performed a lot of different places. Like obviously you performed for all different types of audience.
Yeah.
What does performing like bring out of you, like emotions wise and like?
I love this question.
Yeah, go for it, T.
Yeah.
You got this.
No, it's a good question.
It is, right? Well, we were
just
talking
talking
about it
at your
event
party
the other night. A couple of our friends.
Yeah.
And your friends were asking us, and it's something I think as an artist you don't really like. You just don't appreciate as much. You take it for granted because it truly like even like both of us come from sports backgrounds. I do think like it is. Yeah, it's the highest high that I've ever felt is being up there.
Yes.
Because you have to fully, because there's so much like anxiety and fear before, but then once you're up there, it's like, it's just the ultimate test with yourself. You know, it's like once you're up there, you have to fully just trust that, hey, I'm up here now and this is it.
Right.
And you got to let go, and I think again, it's like, that's the shit I always chase in life is
Definitely.
like, how do I put myself in a situation where like I'm forced to let go and just trust.
Right. I mean, because like you don't have to get on a stage. It's not like a requirement of life. Like nobody has to do that, but it is the ultimate test of like your relationship with yourself. You know what I mean? Because when you're up there, it's you. I mean, it's a unit also, but you are in charge of you. No one else is gonna be able to like stand there and do what you need to do other than you. And so before I get on stage, we're the same. We are the same in this regard. We are like I said earlier, two insane people. But, if we have a performance at 7 p.m. all day, just sweating.
Yeah.
Just sweat and thinking about, I can't, like,
it's
everything
not even
is...
conscious, though. It's
no,
like,
it's not
it's
conscious.
Like
conscious.
Is that it? Conscious?
No, I said it wrong. You said it right.
Yeah, but like, we'll always be like, I don't know, something's just like
Something's
not right.
wrong.
Something like
I'm not feeling
anxious, super like confident in what, but before, and then it's like
I hate waiting.
Yeah,
I hate
like,
waiting.
if we could, and
like
I'm sure
to
we
jump
will,
out of an
but
airplane. Like
I'd rather,
skydive.
I'd rather play at like 9 in the morning.
You regretted not bringing a guitar.
Yeah, we should have brought one. We
Totally.
really should have brought one.
We'll do round 2 at some point.
Yeah.
But with these performances and the way they make you feel and everything, highlight some of the places that you've performed, because you both been performing for a long time.
Yeah.
Give us some the highlights.
One of my favorite stories and like moments in my life was when we played the Whiskey a Go Go, because I was
there.
Yeah,
Nice.
you were. Yeah. That was a good night, and I think Scotty was there. I'm trying to think who else was there. Yeah, no, I had laryngitis on the way there, so
Perfect.
on the way to perfect, right? And we had, this show had been planned for like I don't know 6 months. We knew Whiskey a Go Go was on this day, and like it's coming up, and of course I'm in perfect health all those 6
All the
months
time, yeah.
until the week of the Whiskey a Go Go. I am like deathly ill. Something's wrong with me. And on the way there, on the way to every show, we do these vocal warm-ups. Mama Jan, shout out to Mama Jan. They're these vocal warm-ups that she shared with us back in Costa Rica, I think our second trip. And we're always doing them. We call them the naughty news. They're super annoying, but they're wonderful warm-ups. And I'm doing them, and nothing's coming out. Nothing. My voice is just like, like when you have laryngitis, your voice is gone. And I'm like, yo, what do we do? Like, I'm freaking out. I'm like, I'm going to be the reason why we can't perform this amazing show. Like I'm so pissed off at myself. And everyone's just like, I've got Chelly. She's like, Linz, you're good. Don't worry about it. Like,
That's right.
Everyone's just like,
that's her
you know what I mean?
role.
She's
That's
like,
her
don't
role.
worry about it. And then we got Big Tom. He's like, come on, Linz. Come on, get on stage. You know what I mean? He's just like, stop being... but there was it's just beautiful. It's beautiful because there was a real problem.
Yeah.
And everyone's aware there's a problem. Like, your voice is gone. Like, they can tell.
Yeah.
And they're like, just get on the stage. No one is like allowing the volcanic eruption to happen, even though it's happening. No one's like, oh yeah, like, definitely. Everyone's like, get on stage, dude. And I got on stage, and for the 30
Sound
minutes we
amazing.
were up
Yep.
there,
So,
my voice worked. It was absolutely like the most amazing thing ever, because if you had heard my voice before and then afterwards, it was like, how did that happen?
Fooled us.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the beauty. That's the beauty of performing. Like,
Yeah.
it's like a play. You don't see when people make mistakes, and
No.
they'd probably be screwing up the whole time for all we
Right.
know.
Totally.
What about performing in New York? Or Texas for that matter? I know you've bounced around
yeah.
a few spots in New
Yeah,
York
yeah,
as
yeah.
well.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. In New York, we played The Bitter End, which
Oh,
you've been
true.
at.
Yeah,
we played
yeah.
Webster Hall, which is awesome.
Yeah, you've been to some big spots.
Yeah, and I think, like, performing for me has been, like, I don't know, what you were saying just makes me think, like, yeah, like, overcoming adversity a lot,
Yeah.
Like, you go into a place, and it's like, sometimes you get really, amazing sound and but most of these experiences you're walking into a place, you don't know what you're going to get, you don't know
Right.
how many people are going to be there, what it's going to sound like. And I think for me it's like the ultimate dance with yourself,
Yeah.
like overcoming this adversity that you could just be like, you know what, I just don't want to do this. And for me, like, performing has always been that, like, overcoming that, just that voice and that adversity.
Right.
And then when you do it, you're like, I did it,
Yeah.
and that to me is like what it's all about.
Feels so
know?
good.
Yeah.
Feels so good performing.
So with the group Pixie Punk, what give me like the motto. Give me like what is Pixie Punk to someone who doesn't know you? Just describe them to your
Cool,
audience.
yeah, for sure. You looking for me? Go for
Music
it.
can change the world,
There you
baby.
go, baby.
Music,
Music changed the world. I
great
love
music.
that.
We adjusted
Yeah.
it the other day. Great music can change the world.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Intentional music can change the world.
How'd you guys come up with this name?
Pixie
Pixie
Punk?
Punk?
Yeah.
Well, so again, I think, the whole mission was, we wanted to start fresh. We want to take everything to a higher level and a more authentic level.
Yeah.
We bounced around a lot of different names, and it kept coming back to, like, what's really authentic, and, like,
Yeah.
one day we were just joking about, like, how I've always, like, called her Pixie. She's always called me Punk. That's just something that we always talk about. But then it was like, oh, wow, that's a really great representation of the music we make, because it's like the pop meets, like, the message. It's like,
Cool.
the like, counterculture meets, like, the mainstream type of sound, and I think
Nice.
that's really what punk has always meant to me, more so than sonically. Punk has always meant, like, stick it to the man, anti-establishment a little bit. And then again, Pixie to me always
It's
means
unifying
like the pop
also,
and yeah,
you know?
exactly. So it's
want
like
both.
this clash of and I think the music, because it's a male vocalist and a female vocalist, and because it's like there's a lot of, like, rawness to it, but then there's also a lot of, like, pop to it,
Nice.
So I think it really, like, is the best thing to
Cool.
define what we're trying to do and our message and sound.
Yeah.
Good.
Fun fact.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I don't even know how many years ago now. We started an e-commerce store. We've done a few actually, but one of our e-commerce stores we called Pixie Punk. I think we just called it Pixie Punk, right?
Yeah, it was like one of our it was like we started a store, and then it's just always kind of like been on the shelf ever since then.
Yeah.
And then we came up with like a million names for the band, you know.
For like a good 7 months, we're like going through names and asking, you know, Chat GPT, like, give us a name, help us. Like, we're trying to figure it out, and eventually it just came full circle.
Speaking of businesses that
Yeah.
you guys do, you guys also have a songwriting business.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about the structure of that, and what does your songwriting business do that is unique?
Yeah.
Because it definitely is.
Awesome,
Thank you.
yeah.
Yeah, of course.
So, me, okay.
Come on, businessman.
We're always
So
vibing
we
each other
write
up.
custom love songs,
Yeah.
like hyper focused on couples. So we help brides and grooms basically create their
Awesome.
own authentic love song for their wedding. Mostly first dances, but we also write custom love songs for all different. We wrote one for your aunt actually, which really came out
My
amazing
little
for
cousin Vivian.
Yeah.
Right, exactly, as a
My
birthday
aunt
gift.
together,
Her birthday, yeah.
So we mostly have done weddings and first dances, and it's been honestly such an incredible experience.
yeah.
Like it was kind of something we were like, we were working with a business coach at the time, and trying to develop just like a way to monetize our talents more.
Yeah.
And that turned into, hey, what do we love to do? What are we great at? Writing songs. Okay, like how do we provide real value with that? And then we came up with this offer, and then we found this couple online to just do a demo, song for them, and it was this really inspiring couple that she found on Facebook out of the blue. It was like so random, like she's just scrolling, and we were kind of like looking for people to give a free song to.
Nice.
And she came across. You want to tell them more about that?
Yeah. It was very, like he said, super random. Like maybe 2 days before this, we decided on this entire idea. It was like we're really great songwriters, but we're also incredible like love songwriters specifically. Like we, and with the male-female dynamic, it's easy to tell that story.
For sure.
And so, yeah, I'm scrolling on Facebook and I see this like GoFundMe page, and it's for a couple whose wedding was in my hometown, but I don't know them. It's just through some one of my connections. And basically, on their wedding day, they had like a terrible accident in their golf cart. So like they were riding around, their venue taking photos, and their golf cart flipped, and so
Crazy,
the bride was all banged up. She went to the hospital, had to get stitches, and just the rest of who wants to spend their wedding like that? It was terrible. So like all of their vendors and everything were coming together to give them a second chance wedding, and I reached out to their
planner.
Wedding planner, thank you.
Yeah.
I reached out to their wedding planner. I was like, hey, like, would love to offer them a custom song. Like, this is a terrible situation. Want to make sure that their next wedding is something super memorable. So that's how we got into that. And they're such a beautiful couple.
Yeah, and then we got on Zoom with them, the couple, and he was basically a combat veteran, Green Beret from Afghanistan, and he got shot in the head, and he survived this incredible injury, and we started interviewing them, and then by the end of the call, like we're basically all crying, and literally
beautiful, man.
we
Their
wrote
story's
this song for them
insane.
that night.
I remember you guys telling me about that.
Yeah.
It's crazy. That's they have a lot of songs that have been used at these events that are amazing. But they're ridiculous. But ridiculous in a good way.
Thank
but
you.
Who knows? Maybe there'll be a show about all their experiences eventually.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Something might be in the works. Who knows? But so Mercury and the Architects. Is there a world where that still exists? And if it does, how does that intermingle with the brand that's going on now?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Well, I think Mercury and the Architects will always exist. It's something I'm so proud of. It's something that me and my sister started in 2015, and it's been such a journey. I think that at the same time, this next chapter is really like what I'm focused on and what we're focused on, and I think all of that has kind of led to this. Like, I think all of that wisdom, all of those amazing experiences, all of that music has now laid the foundation for this next step. So yes, like Mercury and the Architects will always exist. Everybody that's been a part of Mercury and the Architects will always be a part of PIXIEPUNK, But yeah, I think it's really exciting, and important, like this next chapter, and yeah, just bringing all those experiences into something fresh and starting something,
Perfect.
you know, completely new.
Right.
Yeah, we did a bunch of music videos together. We work so closely day in and
Yeah.
day out. We lived together in LA for I don't know, at least
However
over 2
many,
years.
yeah.
I don't know, at least. And we did some phenomenal things together, and stuff that we're very proud of.
Phenomenal
Yeah,
stuff
some
that will live forever.
Yeah.
You know.
We had so much fun too. Like, it's my favorite memories of all time. It's
Yeah,
just
same.
in Martinez Street in Donalola. It's just being with all of my favorite
We
people.
did all right.
Yeah.
We had a
So
good
lucky.
COVID.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. And that's, you know, that's the thing too. Like, you know, I think the biggest achievement to me of Mercury and the Architects was that during COVID, we did what we did, and we still found a way to stay together and make art for the world, and we put it out there the way we did.
Yeah.
I think that to me is like, yeah, it gives me chills to just think about those
I feel you.
times and everything that, you know, we were really able to achieve, and yeah, I'm excited for just the next step.
Selfishly, I gotta ask about your because you both had something to do with the movie Love and Love Not.
Yeah.
Tell us about your experiences with that, because you both had you worked together on things for that, and you also separately did a couple things. Yeah, tell us about what was your experience with working on our film.
I was so jealous because I think the one time that I could have been like an extra in the movie when you guys shot
the airplane.
Yeah, the airplane scene. I was actually out of town visiting my family, doing something. It was something that I couldn't miss. So, yeah, I was like super jealous that I
remember,
missed
yeah,
that.
I remember,
But I'm so grateful that, you know, a couple of my songs were placed in the movie.
That's right.
You made an original song.
Yes. And yeah. Recording that was super fun too. What the heck was it called?
That was so cool. Nina Nana?
Yeah,
Nina Nana,
right?
yeah.
Is that
like an
pronounced?
Got to
Italian,
sing
some
in
Italian
Italian.
thing.
Yeah, we got to work with Callie, which was really awesome.
Yeah.
And we got to work with Burke, which was really cool.
Past
awesome.
guest.
Man,
Yeah,
that
and-
recording is beautiful.
Yeah.
I haven't listened to it in a long time, but it is beautiful.
Bring that back.
Yeah.
I loved that, man, and I loved, you know, the fact that Fran and Callie, and even I think we got Trent in the movie too, right?
We
at
did
some
get
point,
Trent.
you
Yeah,
know?
R.I.P. Trent.
And it came out great, and the music was great, and yeah, it was. I think making that song though was really cool to work with Callie in the studio
Yeah, it was
on it,
cool.
and then it was so cool to bring it to Burke and you know, work with you guys on it.
Right.
So it's an amazing
Thank
experience.
you. I appreciate that. I had to do my plug. But so through you
It's
guys.
a great movie too. Check it out.
Thank you. So I'm gonna switch it up. Go to our little rapid fire as
right.
quickly as we can get through this.
terrible.
Yeah. Set up. Get it ready. So,
Okay.
favorite
Once.
movie about music.
It's just the best.
Cool. All right.
really good.
Sounds good.
It's
Right?
great.
It's
Whiplash. Whiplash. is my
Whiplash.
favorite.
Oh, cool.
Aw,
Nice. That was a good one
dang,
too.
That's so
Yeah.
good.
Perfect. That was a
Good
fun one.
answer.
Yeah.
Favorite type of pizza. Go for it.
Yo, I put feta all over that shit.
Oh,
Feta.
that ain't
Like,
bad.
It's not weird to you?
No,
No?
it's
Nah, I wouldn't. It
Somebody's
wouldn't be my choice, but that's nothing wrong with that. That's cool.
Feta with just like olives. That's it. Just like douse it with olives and feta.
All right, you
I'm good.
lost me there. But all right, what's up to you? Next.
I'm like such a weirdo.
Man, my favorite type of pizza, like out here, is buffalo chicken pizza. But
Nice.
like
Yeah.
It's not like
back
that.
home,
It's not like pronto
back
or something.
home, yeah.
What do they call it?
It's a regular slice from a great pizzeria.
I'm from Texas. I don't know pizza. Is it grandma pizza?
Grandma
that's what I
pies
want. That's
from
great.
Oh,
grandma.
best.
So,
Yeah.
favorite show? We were talking before we started.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Show all time. Favorite
all
show
time.
all
What do you got?
time.
It's rapid, man.
Ooh.
It's rapid here.
Well, who said I have to go first?
Well, I don't know. We were going in the order.
I just don't. I can't think of it.
I
We're-
like Black Mirror. I think it's my favorite show.
solid, yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah.
I'm
What
gonna
do you got?
say. I'm gonna say. The show we're watching right now. Why can't I think of the name?
Breaking Bad.
Thank you.
I got you. Yeah, we
Thank
were
you
talking
very
before.
much.
Yeah,
Is
no,
it
Uh,
good?
Breaking
Yeah, I
Bad.
got you.
As of right now, yeah, but
No,
you know,
we'll see
things
how it
change.
ends.
People change. But yeah, it's so good.
Zodiac signs.
Ooh,
Sagittarius.
and I'm a Cancer.
Nice.
It's a terrible.
Which is
mix.
fire and
I
water.
knew that.
Bad
Yeah,
mix.
which is fire and water. It's funny. It's funny on like surface level, our signs are so incompatible, but like
Nice.
our actual charts are extremely
Oh yeah,
compatible.
Yeah.
they know the charts.
Except
We'll
like
get-
I still do want to kill him sometimes.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
and that's just
Most
that's
Glad
just
you're
nature.
still alive.
Yeah.
It's just
Me
nature.
too.
There's nothing we can do about it.
This is a big one I ask everyone. This individuals. Someone from history you'd love to have dinner with.
Oh, that's a great question. Aretha Franklin.
Oh, that's a fun one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
just because I love her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Frank Sinatra.
Cool.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a good
Been
talk.
an answer before. That's good.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah, I'd like to learn from him too. So to close out, what's next for you guys, and how can people connect with you?
What's
Awesome,
next? Yeah, what's next? We just released our first single off the album, literally, yesterday or
Yeah.
the day before?
Yes.
The World Is Ours, and we're just going to keep releasing every 5 weeks a single until eventually the full album will come out next year. So,
Perfect.
yeah, right now we're just like building our online presence and kind of getting that going again, and making as much content as we can. Having fun, building the custom songwriting business, obviously, as well, and
Yeah.
writing as
Perfect.
much as possible still, because
Just
we're
one
obsessed
song at a
with doing
time. One see that. Yeah, I
Love
mean
that.
that's be new music every 5 weeks. PIXIEPUNK on Spotify. That's the focus. That's it right
Pixie
now.
Punk. We'll
That's it,
drop all
baby.
the links. I appreciate you both for coming here. You guys are the best.
We love
No,
you so
you're
much,
the best.
brother.
We didn't get
Yeah.
to talk about it. You're the best. You're the
appreciate it,
best.
guys.
We love you so
we
much.
love
man.
Vinny so much. We're so grateful for everything Vinny's helped us with, been a part of. He's a blessing to everybody that he knows. And yeah, I'm just so proud of you for doing this show too. It's been
Thank you.
amazing.
Yeah,
Big time.
it means a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a long way to go. We're just getting
Yeah.
warmed
We're
up.
just getting
Good.
started,
I'm glad.
my man.
I'm glad
All
to
of
hear
us.
that. Yeah.
Thank you.